Well, we just saw Christopher Nolan's latest film, The Odyssey. His first since Oppenheimer from about 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Remember when that movie came out, Oppenheimer, there was another big movie called Barbie, and there was this fun PR thing where they fused the titles and they came up with Barbenheimer. Very exciting.
It was the pop culture phenomenon of that summer and probably the biggest post-COVID.
Why didn't they take his new release, The Odyssey, and fuse it with another blockbuster like Spielberg's Disclosure Day? And what do you have? I'll tell you. You have Oddisclosure. No. Even better. You have Disclodyssey.
Because both of those sound really fucking stupid.
Chris, I have a confession.
What's that?
I went into this movie not knowing or remembering really anything about The Odyssey.
Yeah, well, because I'm a nerd and I've read Lord of the Rings multiple times, I also read The Odyssey multiple times when I was a kid. So I have vivid memories of this.
Does that mean you actually were anticipating all the sort of story beats that it covered?
Yeah, didn't you hear me whispering into you?
I was not listening to you. By the way, when Chris is in the movie theater, he talks loud. And the worst is during the previews, which were all really bad.
I get really opinionated in previews. That is true.
But here's what you do. So the preview ends. There's no noise from the screen, from the audio system. Everything stops, and the audience isn't talking either. It's silence, and you go, boy, does that look dumb.
But that, you know what? I did that during the trailer for Other Mommy, and everyone laughed. So
I know, but every time you comment, everybody hears you because you're not quiet.
I know.
And I get embarrassed.
Because I'm trying to say it out loud. And Other Mommy looked really stupid.
Anyway, Chris is that guy. If you ever hear a guy in the theater after a preview ends, he's like, Jesus, that's dumb. That's Chris.
That's me, yeah.
Help me go home.
Here's what I knew. I knew the Cyclops might be mentioned.
The Cyclops is one of the centerpieces of the epic poem, for sure.
What made Nolan want to do this as his new project?
I assume he's a huge Odyssey nerd.
Were you surprised it hadn't been done before?
It's been done before. And
No. A big blockbuster event.
Yeah, kind of. There was a mini-series in like the 90s or early 2000s, I don't want to say.
I was cool. I was dating girls and doing stuff.
Lucky you. Yeah, there's been adaptations of it before, including O Brother, Where Art Thou?, which is the Coen Brothers version of the Odyssey set in the Depression-era Deep South. And this is like the prototype of all of the epics that we know. Star Wars, this is the hero's journey that Campbell talks about. You know, it starts with Odysseus. He's left the Trojan War, successful. They've defeated the Trojans with the Trojan horse, which we'll get into. And the whole story is he and his men just trying to get back home to Ithaca. That is the basic plot of the Odyssey.
How long have they been gone? 20 years?
By the end of the story, it's 20 years.
It's a 20-year adventure, and they're just all the men want is to get back home. Is the Trojan horse maneuver, I'll call it? Is that the resolution?
Well, the epic before this is the Iliad, and that is the siege of Troy. That's the big Trojan War, and the Trojan horse is part of that story. What Nolan cleverly does is he makes the Trojan horse and the whole siege of Troy kind of like the centerpiece of this film. We find out at the end that everyone's a hero of the Trojan War. But for Odysseus, he's not a hero. It's scarred him for life. It's an interesting twist. The basic plot is also non-linear, which is right up Christopher Nolan's alley. So it goes from like the present back to like 10 years before, back to 20 years, to like in the future maybe at various points.
So the movie is covering the basic journey.
The voyage home.
Not just the voyage home, but...
Well, that's what essentially it is. They get lost. The first thing you see is the setup for the Trojan War. And then it cuts to Ithaca with Penelope and all the suitors. So you're seeing Ithaca briefly in the present time, and you're seeing the son of Odysseus and Penelope sort of learning about his father.
I like that, and it is nonlinear.
Yeah.
Very, very much so. I like how you meet the old man blind, but then suddenly it jumps to when he was younger.
That's when you see Odysseus. He's younger, he's recruiting, he's getting recruits for the Trojan War.
Yeah.
That sets up the Robert Pattinson character later on. He's one of the suitors.
And then a little later, you do flash to the future, or more present,
The present.
where he's with Charlize Theron.
So Nolan has fused the Lotus Eaters part of the story with the Calypso part as a plot device so he can show flashbacks.
It was ambiguous, but he was disoriented, forgetful.
Because of the lotus flowers.
Because of the lotus flowers, he was trying to remember his life. I like that he's trying to recall things, and that's the movie's way of...
That's the plot device as he's trying to remember. He's telling Calypso and the audience this.
I think that's clever.
Yeah. In the actual story, the Lotus Eaters, it's all of Odysseus's crew go ashore and start eating the flowers. And they all of a sudden lose their care about going home. They just want to stay there and chill.
Right.
And you know what famous episode of a TV show that's based on?
Star Trek.
That's right. This Side of Paradise is the Lotus Eaters from the Odyssey. Replace Odysseus with Captain Kirk, and it's that same exact part of the story.
So when you weren't going to parties, you were reading the whole the Odyssey, but you were also watching Star Trek.
Yep, that's right.
Anyway,
Back to the Odyssey.
We won the war.
We do eventually see like the Trojan horse story and the siege of Troy. I just want to mention something about the Trojan horse story in general, which I've never quite understood.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so the Greeks build this giant fucking horse
right.
and leave it outside Troy as a gift. A giant horse that obviously can fill 50 men, 100 men.
Yeah.
And the Trojans are just like, cool, let's take it inside. Like, I've never understood the story.
It's kind of dumb.
It's so dumb.
And in the movie, there's this guy like stabbing the horse to see if there's anybody in there. It was cool because immediately the guy's like, is there any blood on this?
It's clean.
It's clean.
That's a good ad because the story makes no sense.
Well, that doesn't help what you're talking about. The cleaning off the blood off the blade,
There's clearly like no one in the rest of the horse.
why are they dragging this thing?
Yeah. The Greeks are enemies in this battle, left this giant horse as a gift. I don't know. It's never made any sense to me.
So they pull the horse in, of course. Eventually they all sneak out of it. They attack. They open the big gates, let the rest of their army in.
They sack the city.
And they sack Troy.
Well,
And that's juxtaposed, by the way, with the queen at home
Penelope.
and all the suitors.
Right.
Spoilers, I guess. Are we doing spoilers? I mean,
it's a 2,500-year-old story, so
good point. Can I say that this movie could have been called Men versus a lot larger men and large creatures? They're dealing with the Cyclops. They're dealing with the land of the giants. They're dealing with, what was that thing that snagged them out of a boat?
I think it's like I forget what it's like a 3-headed dog creature. It's got a name. I forget what it is.
I love the giants, by the way.
I think they're actually cannibals too, if I recall.
I like the way that the giants were portrayed when they meet the kid. It's a little kid, but they think it's like another man.
Yeah.
But it's this little kid, and like, what the fuck? And then he like suddenly screams and runs away, and then these giants
Yeah.
in armor just start coming towards them. They're vicious.
Yeah, there's clever takes on the material like that.
The Cyclops might have been my favorite part, though.
The Cyclops is very well realized. It's a really good part. It changed from the story. In the poem, he has like long extended conversations with Odysseus, but Odysseus doesn't tell him his name.
Right.
But he does at the end when they finally escape. You know, he's the son of Poseidon, so that's why Poseidon sends his wrath against them. The rest of his crew dies.
He's coming home.
Odysseus gets home, and he has to fend off the suitors.
But why does he have to go undercover?
It's just prolonging the story, and it's more.
I mean,
It's more dramatic that way.
people like a good reveal. The good guy's coming home to kick some ass. And
Right.
It's like they're waiting for the reveal. Great moment where he reveals himself. Big fight. Great fight, actually.
Yeah, I mean, this gets into some of my criticisms with Nolan.
Obviously, this is an epic film. We know Nolan can pull these kind of things off. I think he did.
Most definitely.
He wrote the screenplay. He directed it.
He's really like one of the only sort of filmmakers now, besides maybe Tarantino, that can like do his own thing.
You could talk about small directors like Alexander Payne, who writes, directs, produces.
No, he struggles to get funding.
I'm saying, those are small movies in comparison. Is he like Spielberg? Does he surround himself with like the same cinematographer, musicians,
Yeah. So the cinematographer was Hoyte van Hoytema, who's Dutch.
He's used them before.
He also shot Oppenheimer. Music was by Ludwig Göransson, who also did the oppressive score for Oppenheimer.
I liked the movie, Oppenheimer, but I was a little annoyed, might be the word, because I found that the music and other sounds, you know, like the dramatic sounds and the music were almost overpowering the dialogue. I couldn't hear the dialogue all the time. And I was waiting for that in this movie.
It didn't happen.
It didn't bug me as much in this movie.
No, I think the sound design is better in this.
And I read an article after Oppenheimer about how he's known to do that. He'll even use audio takes that were on set, or I should say on location. And the mics are picking it up, but maybe not great. And in a lot of movies, they would ADR that.
Not him.
Not him. He'll keep that audio, which is not horrible. It's just a little weak at points. But he'll say, forget that. The take was good. I'm keeping that moment. I'm keeping that audio. Meanwhile, he's got this overpowering
fine.
Music mixing going on.
That's fine if he wants to do that. But then, mix the film well in the audio mixing.
I had a lot of trouble in Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer was comical at times. Small scenes of people talking, in committee rooms with this bombastic score behind it.
Yeah, the choices sometimes in Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
I still like the movie.
We can get into like Nolan's sort of tics that annoy me, and that's one of them, his sound design, which wasn't bad in this. But another thing that has always annoyed me about Nolan is he cannot stay on a single shot for more than 5 seconds.
He's jumpy.
He's got to jump. And it's like you can't focus on what you're looking at. Too many jump cuts, and that's really bad when he's using handheld shaky cam.
It's kind of like that MTV ADD sort of thing where it's like,
You can't focus on anything for too long.
Yeah.
But then that makes action sequences almost incomprehensible. And the fight at the end with the suitors was kind of that way. I'm like, so where is Odysseus?
But ultimately, no one knows what he's doing.
He does.
He's a great director. He knows how to work the entire production.
A lot of the actors he's worked with before. I think most of the actors in this.
Has he worked with Anne Hathaway?
Yeah, she was Catwoman
Of course.
in
Batman.
Dark Knight Rises.
So Matt Damon, Oppenheimer, he was in that.
Pattinson was in Tenet.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a movie that has really bad sound design. That's probably his worst one.
That's, I think, where I first noticed it. And I was like, why am I annoyed by this?
I think I first noticed it in Dunkirk.
Yeah.
But that's still a good movie.
The cast, of course, led by Matt Damon.
He's Odysseus.
I think he does a good job.
Yeah, you need someone that can span like a 20-year period. And, you believe him when he's supposed to be younger.
Yeah. He's really blossomed, I think, into a good middle-aged actor.
Ithaca's king is coming back.
Anne Hathaway, she's fun.
She's good.
She had the easier job, in my opinion. She did all her scenes, except for one, the ending on the boat.
Well, I think that is the character in the stories.
She's always inside the...
She spends all her time weaving. Yeah.
No, but she's in that building.
Yeah.
She's in that one complex.
They definitely gave her more of a character in this. Like, she's literally, that's all she does. She just, in the story, the Homer story, she just pines for Odysseus. That's it.
That's fine. You telling me she's not doing that in this movie?
She's got a little bit more agency.
A little bit more. A little bit more. I'm just saying, easier acting job
For her.
in that you're in this one spot. I love Pattinson.
You're pining for a daddy you didn't even know. Like some sniveling bastard.
When we were talking about The Lighthouse, I think he's turned into a really solid actor.
I really like him.
Now, you know who I did not like in this movie?
Who?
Tom Holland. You need somebody with a little bit more range, I think, in this.
I agree.
Every scene he was into me, he just looked like he was just saying lines.
Should I hire mercenaries? Go back and kill them all?
Of course, we watched previews beforehand, and he is in another Spider-Man movie. The second I saw that it was a Spider-Man movie, I think I literally went,
I know you said that out loud, and everybody heard you.
I'm fucking tired of superhero movies. God, am I tired of superhero
So not only is Tom Holland in that Spider-Man movie, but also Zendaya, who's in the Odyssey.
All right, other actors.
Hamish Patel is his number one.
Yeah,
He's really good.
very good. He was in that Beatles.
Yesterday.
Good Beatles related movie, by the way.
Oh, you know who I think is the best part of this movie? Samantha Morton as Cersei, the
Yes.
sorceress.
Yes.
She is awesome. She actually is the standout in this. She's fantastic.
She is good.
Brief scene. She's only in it for like maybe 10 minutes, but
Also, somewhat brief. Charlize Theron.
she's Calypso.
She's good.
Yeah. She has less to do than
I know.
Anne Hathaway.
Easy job. Easy money. I have to call out John Leguizamo.
I really like the makeup that they had on him. When they flash back to him like 20 years before and then like his current makeup in the present day. Really good.
Yeah. I liked him. I liked, by the way, other peripheral characters that surrounded Odysseus.
His men.
I liked a lot of those guys. I'm going to call her Juno. Forgive me. I can't remember her name in Juno, but she is now a he.
Their name is Elliot Page.
Their name is Elliot Page. Can I ask what their name was when they were a she?
Ellen Page. That's what it was.
All right. Thank you. Ellen Page was in Juno. Very good in Juno.
Elliot Page is only in like a few key scenes, but maybe like 10 minutes of the film altogether.
There's a great scene, though.
Yeah, Odysseus and his crew have to go into the underworld, Hades,
Yeah.
in order to like find their way home. And
That
character has been killed in the Trojan War.
and I think that is a very powerful scene.
It's a great scene.
Yeah.
I really like the way Hades is also realized. That might have been Iceland, actually, now that I think about it.
If you're doing an epic, you cannot go wrong filming some scenes in Iceland.
Yeah. Hades was Iceland.
I've been there. Loved it.
I need to go.
I want to go back. We digress.
Yeah.
Are we missing any key acting?
Lupita Nyong'o plays Helen of Troy.
Yes.
She's very good in like the brief scenes that she's in. Maybe we should mention that this movie also triggered a bunch of right-wing trolls
It did.
who are angry at the diverse casting of this film.
Do they not have anything going on in their lives that they could focus their energies on something like this?
No. And I got news for them. Matt Damon doesn't look Greek either. So,
Don't depress me.
yeah, right.
I still have faith in this country evolving.
Ancient Greece was the cradle of democracy. So this movie, I think Nolan is sort of showing that this is a metaphor for our current democracy, which is under siege, which is happening in the movie. And they talk about how civilization is crumbling a lot. So it makes sense to have like a diverse international cast in it. You know, they don't have to necessarily physically be Greek people.
Do you think life goes back to the way it was? That world is gone.
What is your final thought on this film?
I mean, I really liked it. It's a solid movie. Takes its own liberties with the original source material, some of which I liked, some I questioned. But I don't know, it's a solid movie. It might be one of Nolan's best films.
Do you know what his best film is?
It would probably be Memento.
Don't believe his lies.
Dark Knight's up there for me.
Why so serious?
But I think most people would pick that.
Oppenheimer's really strong. With Oppenheimer and this, you have to be prepared for 3 hours. So if you want to see a 3-hour movie this summer, I think it's going to be the Odyssey.
Yeah.
I think it's a little too long. I would have shortened this movie by 30 minutes.
Yeah. The whole third act with Odysseus and the suitors is a little too long. You could have cut that maybe in half.
That's my message to directors
Yeah.
of this year. Shorten your movie by 30 minutes. Spielberg, Disclosure Day could have been 2 hours instead of 2.5.
Yeah.
Nolan, Odyssey could have been 2.5 instead of 3. Tighten up your films. Chris, what do you grade the Odyssey?
I give it a solid B.
Okay, a little lower than my grade. I was going to give it a B+, a strong B+. It does not deserve an A, partly because it was long, but I also think story-wise, at times, it just disjointed enough that I was like,
Hard to follow.
yeah,
And the rapid fire editing didn't help also.
yeah. Better improvement, though, with Nolan compared to Oppenheimer on the sound mixing.
Definitely, for sure. Besides this maybe being like a metaphor for modern democracy, Nolan sort of does this sort of more rational take on the material too. There's no gods. You don't see any gods except for Athena, who you think is Athena, but it's not Athena. You find out at the end. Spoiler alert. But it's a weird mix because then you still have giants and cyclopses and
Yes, you do.
giant dog monsters that rip soldiers out of the sky. So it's a weird mix of like the mythological and the rational.
I think we both liked it.
We did. I think people should see it on the big screen. Should people see it in IMAX? We didn't see it in IMAX. We saw the regular 35 millimeter print.
I'd be curious to know what people grade this movie.
Yeah.
If you give it an A+, I'd love to hear like your thoughts on the film.
Why you would grade it that high?
There's a happy ending.
Yeah, he's no longer the king of his home.
He's
His son
happy.
is.
He's happy.
But he's happy.
Well,
Yeah.
in the movie, he's happy. They sail away to go chase the escaping son.
Could you have like just opposed come sail away with me?
You could have had Styx.
Because the river Styx is the river that goes into Hades, which
What would you have done if they played the Styx song, Sailing Away?
I would have applauded and laughed at Christopher Nolan's
You would
boldness.
not. There's no way you would have laughed. I mean, you would have laughed.
I would have
but there's
laughed,
no
for
way
sure.
you would have laughed with like proudness.
No. Todd, I was thinking of what you said earlier about Barbenheimer.
About a pop culture buzz deal where you take like his new movie, The Odyssey, and Spielberg's new movie, and you combine them.
Which is a super lame idea. What Nolan should have done is ridden the coattails of a movie that's way more popular that's out right now called Obsession.
Obsession.
Yeah. Nolan could have marketed that movie with The Odyssey and called it Odd Obsession-y.
Well, good night, everyone.